How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, I made a video the other day about, new player tips for Chapter 2. I wanted to go over some classes for Chapter 2 that I highly recommend you get access to. Now, you can get these in Chapter 3. Chapter 2 is rather short if you kind of rush it. So, if you gotta wait till Chapter 3 to get these, then do it then. But these will greatly help you in Chapter 2, and you can definitely get them, but you might have to go out of your way for a few of them. First off, I do want to say, if you're not using a Terror Knight yet, I highly recommend getting one. You can get a Terror Knight in Chapter 1 if you get the drop with the charm and stuff. So, highly recommend the Terror Knight. Probably one of the best units in the game, the best classes. That's going to be viable all the way through the game, thanks to its effect of Terror. Terror is very good. Fear is very good. I guess it's more called Fear instead of Terror. But get a Terror Knight for Fear. Fear will help you with bosses, with everything. Fear is super good. It lowers their stats. It makes them just... I could gush about Fear for a while. But get a Terror Knight if you don't have one. Very helpful. Now, you will have access to Fenrampa Wildwood in Chapter 2. Not a lot of it, just a little bit of it. And you're only going to have access to a certain point. Once you get further in Chapter 2, it's going to kind of force you to go down a certain route. So if you do have access and you haven't gone past that point, pick up a Griffin or two. They're great and wonderful. And pick up a Dragon or two. They are also great and wonderful. And if you get lucky and you find Lizardmen in any of your battles, whether they be story battles, any of the Fenrampa Wildwood, try to recruit any of them that are Matriarch, Patriarch, a Hoplite, or a Juggernaut. Those are solid classes that will be useful through the whole game, and they become so much more powerful the further you get, and they are just amazing. So make sure you're using them as well. And, if you can, you can kind of get an Octopus early on. They're, I don't know if I'd recommend them totally, but they have their uses earlier in the game. They're more useful earlier in the game than later in the game, for sure. So maybe if you want an Octopus as well. I also believe Ninja opens up in, Chapter 2, maybe later in Chapter 3, but Ninjas are pretty good, especially earlier. A lot of classes are very good. The sooner you get them, the better. The sooner you can get them, the better. And that's pretty much it that I think you're going to find. I guess Cockatrice would be a good one too. Very much like a Griffin, but Petrify, and Petrify is very nice. Petrify is very good condition to have. So those would be the ones I highly recommend. I'm sure I'm missing something, and if I am, those of you, in the comments, let me know down below other classes that are available in Chapter 2 that I might be missing that people, new players would want to get their hands on as soon as possible to make their lives easier, make their lives better. I know I'm missing something. I have to be. There's so many. I can't even think. And I might even have some of these wrong. Some of these might not be available to Chapter 3. A lot of them, all those are Chapter 3 100%, the ones I mentioned. So if you can't find them in Chapter 2, 100% they're in Chapter 3. But I'm, pretty sure all the ones I mentioned are viable to get in Chapter 2. Might be gotta go out of your way a little bit. Might be a little time-consuming, but those are my picks for classes that can help you out and expand your roster, because by the point in Chapter 2, you're only going to have about 6 or 7 different classes at best. So definitely pick some of those up if you want to make your life a little bit easier. And if you have any questions or comments, please drop them down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, later guys. Peace out. Have a good one.